Welcome to the masterclass, Why You're Not Losing Weight Even Though You're Exercising and Eating Healthy, and how you can lose weight naturally and keep it off in perimenopause when nothing else works. My name is Laura Berger. I'm a registered and licensed dietitian. I am so excited that you are here. It is my mission to get women the right information to learn how to care for their bodies, feel confident in your health again, and stop living in frustration, doing all the things and not seeing results, but finally getting the right information to move forward in this next phase of life so that you can understand not only how to lose weight in the right way, but how to keep it off and optimize the health of your body. So let's dive in. Through this masterclass today, I hope to give you a better understanding of what's actually happening in your body as a result of aging and also getting into perimenopause, the shifts that are happening as a result of hormones, but then show you how we use diet and exercise and lifestyle therapy to not just try to force pounds off your body or make you lose weight or go back to all the methods that used to work, but actually learn how to work with your body and offset these hormonal shifts so that you're not experiencing all of the symptoms that are typically associated with perimenopause, which include weight gain, belly fat, anxiety, mood swings, low energy, brain fog, poor sleep, digestive changes, all of these things. So it's not just that your body is broken or that it's failing you. It's honestly just that you have not learned the right shifts to make as you've gotten into this phase of life. And when we just keep going back to working out more, adding more tips and tricks in, trying to clean up our diet, doing all the things that used to work 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago, you don't get very far. So that's when we get to a place where we start blaming hormones or feeling like our body's working against us. So we're going to shift that mindset today, and I'm really excited to share this with you because this is going to blow your mind and you're going to realize, okay, I have more control over this than I thought I did. So maybe this is you. You're feeling like you're checking all of the boxes. Like, I'm strength training, I'm doing cardio, I've increased my protein, I'm eating more fiber, I'm getting steps every day, I'm super active, I'm trying to eat less, I'm trying to count calories, I'm eating clean, I've done different diets. You feel like check, 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 I'm doing all of the things, but the fat loss box will not move. You feel like your body has changed. You notice you don't look and feel toned anymore. You've lost strength. You're gaining belly fat. Your body comp has shifted. And it's extremely frustrating because it's like, I'm checking all the boxes. What else could I possibly try? And for many of you, you might be at a place where you're like, I don't even care about losing weight anymore. I just want the weight gain to stop because it feels like no matter what I'm doing, I continue to gain. And then you read all this stuff online and it can be very confusing because everybody has different opinions about what you should be adding in, and they're trying to say it's cortisol, it's this, it's, your macros, it's that, your workouts. And you're here trying to piece together all of this information because you're an intelligent person. You're like, I should be able to figure this out. I've never had this problem before. But I want to tell you that if you're feeling like you're in a place where I don't know what else I can add in, it might not be just adding another box to check. It might be that you're just not doing the things in the right combination and bringing together all the pieces that your body actually needs. And this is that deeper level of understanding that most people online honestly just don't have because they don't have the training or experience or understanding of what's truly going on in your body. And that's what we're going to help you understand today. So if you've been doing the same things for even the last month, I know many of you, it's been months. For some of you, it's been years. You're like, I've been doing all the workouts, I've been eating the same way, or I've even changed my eating and I'm not seeing progress. Maybe you're even working with another practitioner. I've worked with many people who've already met with a dietitian. You're already working with a functional medicine doctor. You're working with a natural nutritionist. You're working with another coach online. And they're just telling you, just keep going, just keep doing the things. It's going to be hard. And you're not seeing any progress. That brings you to a place where you start believing that it's you that's the problem. It's not you. If you're not seeing progress after at least 4 weeks, maybe 6, something's not working. It's not you, it's your plan. It's not right for your body. And that's when you need a change. So we help lots of people who come in with that mindset of, I've tried all the things, finally start seeing progress. It's just about learning the right shifts to make. So we don't just want to add another box to check. We want to get you the right thing. So maybe you're feeling like, I'm gaining weight even though I haven't changed anything and I really cannot lose a pound. I've been doing this for months. The scale will not budge. And yes, you might be gaining some lean mass, but really you should be simultaneously able to lose fat and see changes on the scale as you gain and maintain muscle. Maybe you've always been healthy, you've always been a healthy person, and now this like shift in identity where you just don't feel like yourself, you don't fit in your clothes, you don't like the way you look or feel feel in social settings is really starting to get to you because you're like, I just want to feel like me. It's not really about a number on the scale. I just want to feel like a healthy, vibrant person. And I want to be able to understand how to take care of myself. And you feel like that's slipping away. We want to get that back. That's an important thing to have if that's something you value. Maybe you've tried eating healthy, eating clean, cutting back on things, trying different diet methods. Nothing seems to work. And then, especially as you get into perimenopause, you're probably experiencing some additional fun symptoms where you just don't feel like yourself. Of course, like the shifts in where you're gaining weight. Maybe you're gaining that belly fat, which is extremely frustrating because no amount of exercise or dieting typically gets rid of that unless you're doing something very extreme. You're having brain fog. You're noticing more mood swings or irritability. You're on edge all the time. You're having more cravings for food. Even when you're trying to diet, you're like, it's hard to maintain because I have these intense cravings for salt, sugar. You don't have as much focus or drive. Your energy is low. Your sleep is being impacted. You just feel like everything is off in your body. And this is where we want to take it to that next level and not just focus on pounds on the scale. Your intervention should also be addressing all of those symptoms. We should be eating and exercising in a way to where we are not only just losing pounds or forcing pounds off of your body, but we are also understanding what's causing those things and we are working to improve those. So these symptoms are typically associated with perimenopause and with hormones, but these aren't just necessarily hormone symptoms because we can improve these as a result of diet and lifestyle change. So your hormones are impacted by the diet shifts that you make, the diet you're following, your body composition, workouts, and your lifestyle. So if those things are not improving for you with your current program, then we need to make shifts to make sure that we're actually addressing your health. And then when we get your health in order and your body is more balanced, and your hormones are more balanced as a result of making the correct changes, that's when you start feeling better and then weight loss becomes easier. So we don't want to live in a land of just restriction and counting and trying to get pounds off your body without first understanding what your body actually needs to function well. Because the more you restrict and the more you try to add things in, if it's not supporting optimal wellness, your body is going to fight back. So if you're someone who does not want to be taking medications, you don't want to be on the anxiety meds, you don't want to be on the hormone replacement, you don't want to take Ozempic, you want to naturally fix your body, and you know deep down it's possible, you just haven't cracked that code yet, congratulations, you are in the right place because that's exactly what we are going to help you do. So this is the journey that I typically see women going through, and you might find yourself in any one place in this cycle, or you've been through this cycle many times. But typically when you're at a place where you're like, I got to do something about my weight, I got to get it under control, you're going to do one of two things or both. You're going to work on changing your diet, which means you might just try to clean things up. I'm going to work on adding more protein, eating cleaner, trying to cut back, cut out alcohol, cut back on sugar, trying to eat less processed foods. Or you might actually be following a plan. I'm going to try intermittent fasting where I'm not eating in the morning. I'm going to follow Noom or Weight Watchers. I'm going to go on keto or, just increase certain things in my diet that I know are healthy for me. Tracking calories maybe even, but you're not seeing any progress. And then you might also be adding in more workouts. Okay, well, I heard strength training is good for me, so I'm going to start doing that a couple times a week. Maybe I'm going to add in Pilates and try to, build my body back that way. I'm going to start running again. I'm going to start walking every single day. You're checking all these boxes, but then one of two things happens. Either one, it works for a little while, but you feel like it's so extreme, everything that you have to do, that it's unsustainable and you're not able to get the results you want, or you just regain the weight. Like I can lose a little bit, but then as soon as I stop counting or doing the things, it comes right back. That's a sign that you haven't truly shifted body composition in the correct way. The second thing is going to be you really don't lose any weight at all. And many of you might be there where you're like, I'm doing all of those things. I'm very active. I should be losing weight, but it's either very slow and I'm having to live in a very extreme restriction, or nothing is happening. This is where you then start scratching your head saying, what the heck is wrong with my body? Is it my hormones? Is it my cortisol? You're trying to read stuff online and figure out what's wrong. And this is when you then might go to your doctor looking for help because you're like, well, I'm already doing everything, so that's not the problem. It must be something else, right? You're going to maybe even say, I'm going to go see a functional medicine doctor and they can get to the root cause, and they're going to run all these hormone labs and tell you have all these things and give you all these supplements. But again, for a lot of people, that does not actually correct what's happening because they're not truly giving you the right plan that you need. When you go and talk to these people, they might run labs. If you're going to just your regular PCP or OB, they might really just kind of say, hey, it's just hormones. It's just just the way it is, just perimenopause, or, you're fine, nothing looks off, and you're like, but I don't feel good. Something is wrong. I'm doing all the things. They might give you some general nutrition or fitness advice, and you're like, this is unhelpful. You might ask for more lab work. You might ask about medications or supplements. They're going to offer you things like maybe anxiety meds or birth control or hormone replacement therapy to try to balance things out. But truly, those are just symptoms of a deeper issue that needs corrected. So if you go that route, the medication route, we're still not fixing the imbalances. It's just masking it. A lot of those symptoms are actually rooted from things like insulin being out of balance or nutrient deficiencies, which influence all the systems in your body. So when we correct those, a lot of your symptoms start to improve. But if you do something like you choose to go like a weight loss medication or an extreme diet method, what happens is you lose a lot of weight, but it's pounds. It's not fat necessarily. It's also lean muscle mass, which is one of the most detrimental things you can do, especially in perimenopause, when you're trying to be healthy and fix your long-term health, not just lose weight temporarily. That's why women constantly have weight fluctuations and gain weight back, because you're not actually just losing fat, you're losing lean mass and fat. So now you've shifted your metabolism in an undesirable way, which leaves you very vulnerable to regaining that weight. Then when you regain that weight, this also happens a lot, side note, for women after pregnancies, especially if you've experienced pregnancies in your mid to late 30s versus like your 20s or very early 30s, you lose a lot of strength. General, everyone does for pregnancies, but particularly women who are already getting closer to perimenopause and experiencing age-related lean mass losses after the age of 30, you're going to notice it's probably more challenging to get that baby weight off because of the shifts that you've experienced in your body composition. So after all this, you might find yourself in a place where you're like, I have to try something else. I'm going to add more workouts. I'm going to, add more diet methods in. I'm going to try a different method. And you're just going to keep going through this cycle. And eventually you're going to get to a place where you just believe that your body can't lose weight. And I've worked with so many women in that place where they've literally been told by their doctor, you just can't lose weight. You've already done everything. And then boom, we do the right things and they lose 30 pounds. So it is absolutely possible, but if you find yourself stuck in this cycle, again, it's not you. We have to stop at the point where you start believing like something's wrong with you and I need to go find a solution, and actually just learn what your baseline health needs to be doing, how to correct your diet, how to correct your body composition in the right way, doing more than what you think you're already doing, and then you're going to start seeing results. And that's a really cool place to be. So what I want you to know today is that yes, hormones do impact what's going on in your body. They are why you are feeling the way you're feeling, why you're putting on fat in your central region. But it's not just hormones. The conversation doesn't end there. It's not just perimenopause. We don't say, sorry, it's hormones and perimenopause. There's nothing we can do for you. It's that we have not made the right shifts in your diet and exercise to support what your body needs in this phase. And when we do that, the hormonal symptoms start to go away. So we can offset the impact of these natural hormonal shifts. We can rebalance your body naturally because we know what influences those. And we're going to talk about those today. We need to actually shift your body composition. A lot of women are exercising. They're not actually shifting their body composition. You think you are because you're doing the things, but just exercising, just showing up, just eating healthy does not actually shift body composition, particularly when you're fighting against hormonal related and age related loss of lean muscle mass. We want to get you out of fat storage and get you into fat burning. If any of these things that you're experiencing were only because of hormones, we wouldn't be able to change it. We wouldn't be able to see the changes. And I have this written here at the bottom, but you are not powerless against that. We see women losing fat, losing multiple inches in their stomach of belly fat and getting rid of that visceral fat. We see them gaining strength, even in perimenopause and in menopause and beyond menopause. We see them having better sleep, more energy, less mood swings, all without medications, getting off anxiety medications. What you actually need is to learn the right shifts to make. It's not just hormones, it's the things that you're doing on a daily basis that influence your hormones. And when you make the right shifts, your life is going to change and you're going to feel amazing. Let's do it. Let me introduce myself a little bit more. My name is Laura Berger. I'm a registered and licensed dietitian. I have a master's of science in human nutrition, and I specialize in helping women get to the root cause of what's going on with their health, balance your hormones, and lose weight when nothing else works. I work together with my husband, Andy. He's been training women for 22 years, helping them shift body composition, lose weight, and really regain that confidence in your body when you feel like you've lost it and nothing is really working for you. He's a certified strength and conditioning specialist and also has additional certifications in corrective exercise. So together, we have created the Perimenopause Diet and Workout Program, which is the program that works for women to lose weight and feel better when nothing else is working for you, because we have a deeper understanding of what's actually happening in your body, and we use that science-based knowledge to then apply what we call diet and exercise therapy so that you can actually heal your body, you can reverse the damage that's been done, and then you can lay a brand new foundation moving forward where you not only lose weight, but you feel good for years to come. So the perimenopause diet is not just a quick fix. It is the foundation for you how to eat, how to exercise, how to live in perimenopause that will set you up for success even as you get into menopause. So this isn't just a temporary thing. This is going to be your sustainable solution for weight loss and weight maintenance long term. We're not just cherry picking tips and tricks. We're giving you a clear plan and framework for you to be successful. We've helped over 1,000 women achieve success and heal their health, heal their body when it feels like nothing else is working. So we're excited for you to be here because we know that this is the solution that you've been looking for. And this is our mission to help get the right information in front of you so that you can make the right choices and informed choices about your health during this phase of life. So I want to start by answering some of the questions that I often get. What's going on in my body? Why am I losing weight? Why does it feel so hard to lose it? And there's 4 components that I'm going to focus on. And these are things that we incorporate into the perimenopause diet and things that we work on correcting in the perimenopause diet. So the first one is going to be loss of lean muscle mass, which is going to impair healthy metabolic processes. So for women, a lot of times, hormonal shifts get blamed on the weight gain, but it's actually this loss of lean muscle mass that really gets the process going, because that has a downstream effect on many other things in your body that then contribute to weight gain. So when you lose lean muscle mass starting after the age of 30, then even more so with pregnancies, and you don't fully gain it back, you might get to a point where you start gaining weight, you try to add in strength training, but the damage has already been done and maybe you're behind the 8 ball. That's why working out is not really helping, because you've already lost lean mass and we really need to work on gaining it back. So as you lose lean mass, you're going to lose it even faster when you have drops in estrogen as you get into perimenopause, which is then going to impair normal metabolic function. This leads to insulin resistance, which I'll talk about in a second, and it leads to more fat gains. So you're going to notice more visceral fat stores, especially in that central region. So one of the ways that we improve, again, thinking about improving these hormonal shifts, offsetting these hormonal shifts, is we really need to gain back your lean muscle mass. But that doesn't just happen by throwing in strength workouts or following an app that, is just kind of picking what you want. It really is accomplished by following a comprehensive strength training program to where we really are shifting body composition and allowing us to progressively overload and build back your lean mass as we're losing fat. The second thing we focus on, and this is one of the main reasons that women are not losing fat, even though you might be gaining strength, even though you might be seeing changes in your body with your workouts, you're not losing fat, you're not seeing the pounds come off, is insulin resistance. And you might be saying, well, my glucose labs are fine, my A1C is fine. Insulin resistance is silent, and it usually is there for many, many years before women even experience any lab-related symptoms. And this is common for women in perimenopause, and this is actually why you're experiencing a lot of the brain fog, the insomnia, the mood swings. It's unstable blood sugar throughout the day. So most diets do not address this piece, which is why you are left struggling. So insulin resistance forms when you have higher stress and cortisol hormones. You're going to be in more of an insulin resistant state. It also happens when you have that loss of lean muscle mass, because lean muscle helps increase your sensitivity to insulin. So when we lose that, our body becomes more insulin resistant. And insulin is your fat storage hormone. When your body is storing fat, it's a hormone, remember. It's a hormone. Your body is receiving that signal to store fat. It's not burning fat. So it doesn't matter what you're trying to add in or what else you're trying to do. If insulin is high in your bloodstream, either chronically or at points throughout the day, it's going to be a lot harder for you to get into fat burning, and you're going to stay stuck in fat storage. And it's also going to make you feel not very good when this is out of balance. So as you have fluctuating and declining estrogen levels, this does disrupt your body's ability to effectively process sugar, which is why we have to learn how to balance insulin throughout the day. And this doesn't mean just cutting out all the carbs and going keto. It means learning how to balance blood sugar appropriately and construct the diet in a way to where our blood sugar is not just all over the place. It's evenly distributed throughout the day so that we have even energy, we feel good, and everything else starts to fall in line. This is a good news for you because insulin is directly impacted by the foods that you eat. So we can use diet strategy to correct this imbalance. And this is where women really within the matter of a week or two are already like, I have more energy, I feel better, my anxiety is going away. Like this is where we notice the most impact right away. When you do start gaining that central fat, you're going to create a more inflammatory state in your body, which also impacts your hormones. That's when you're going to experience worse hormonal symptoms when you have higher insulin and higher inflammation. In the perimenopause diet, this is not a calorie counting diet. This is not a macro diet. Although we do look at those, that's only one component because different foods impact your blood sugar differently. So you can take Oreos and you can take broccoli. You can take 100 calories of each. And honestly, the carbs are not that different when we look at broccoli versus, an Oreo, but the difference is how it digests and impacts your blood sugar. And this is the piece that most people are missing. So when you eat Oreos or something else that's a quick digesting carb, it's going to cause a rapid rise in your blood sugar. Your body then releases an equal amount of insulin to get your blood sugar back into normal range, but that causes a crash. And then you're in this unstable blood sugar situation throughout the day. Versus getting carbohydrates from non-starchy vegetables has tons of nutritional value as well, which your body needs. It needs more than points or macros or calories to function. It needs nutrients as the foundation. Now we're getting a nice gradual rise in our blood sugar and a gradual fall, and that's going to help improve your energy, your mental clarity, and allow you to actually start burning fat. It's also going to fill you up so that you're not relying on willpower to lose weight. You don't have cravings. Cravings are a sign that your body's missing something, and it's also a sign that your body is having that unstable blood sugar throughout the day. So cravings are pretty easy to get rid of, and a lot of times that gets blamed on perimenopause. Oh, these cravings are horrible. But again, it's just a sign that your body's not getting what it actually needs to function. So this is a big component of what we focus on. We get rid of the unstable blood sugar and we help correct the balance in your body so that you feel good and you can burn fat again. The next two are going to be cortisol and inflammation. So again, asking the question, why am I gaining weight? Why does it feel so hard to lose it? As you have drops in estrogen, it does impair your body's cortisol response and increase cortisol levels. So we just have to then understand certain lifestyle things to put in, like getting natural sunlight, exercise that helps, you have increases in cortisol with exercise, but it's a healthy amount that actually helps improve cortisol balance over time. We want to make sure that we are eating in a way that does not stress our body more. Okay, when your body's under more stress, you produce more cortisol. So we want everything to get in balance. We also see low progesterone and low testosterone as a result of elevated cortisol. So when your cortisol is pumping, you're not able to manage your stress properly, that can lead to lower levels of some of those hormones that we often then get put on medications for. Oh, your progesterone and testosterone are low. Again, but the real issue is the insulin and the cortisol that are out of balance. And your food impacts your stress response. Your body needs more support during this time of life. You don't need more restriction. So as you're trying to restrict calories and eat less, you're actually depriving your body of the nutrition it needs, which makes your stress response worse and makes you feel worse and makes it harder to lose weight. You have to support that system with the right foods. And that's one of the things that most people are missing. We're not actually constructing the diet in the correct way, that we're supporting these systems so they're not stressed and overworked. So this just requires an understanding of what your body needs during this phase, rather than relying on old diet methods of just counting, eating less, and working out more. The last one is inflammation, and this can be caused by many things. Again, when we have hormonal shifts, that is going to cause, a more pro-inflammatory state in the body. When you have more inflammation, it can increase appetite, it can slow your metabolism. It's just not going to be functioning as efficiently because your body's under this inflammatory stress. You can develop something called leptin resistance, which is going to impact your signals for hunger and fullness. That's also highly associated with cortisol levels being elevated and insulin resistance. So that's going to impact those hormones. So all these things are connected. It's not just one thing, which is why we don't just say do this one thing and it's going to solve your problems. Really, we have to take into account everything that your body needs for you to feel good and be healthy. When you have prolonged inflammation, that's when we start seeing the thyroid being impacted. That's when we see the cortisol levels getting off. This can be caused by many different things. Diet in general can be pro-inflammatory, so we want to be on more of an anti-inflammatory diet where we're getting natural foods, lots of vegetables, lean, healthy proteins, healthy fats. But for some of you, it might also be caused by certain food components, particularly if you have digestive changes. And everything we do also supports your digestive health because that's super important for detoxification and also hormone metabolism. But we want your inflammation to be low. So for some of you, things like that you might be loading up on in your diet, I see this a lot with women in dairy. Like everyone wants to add cottage cheese and Greek yogurt to everything to hit your protein goals. You don't actually need to do that, by the way. But if you're sensitive to dairy, that's only making it worse because you're getting that inflammation. And that's not for everybody, but that is one thing for a lot of women. And there might be other things in your diet too. So we really want to take a holistic approach and look at what's actually going on to make sure that we're addressing everything we need to address in the correct balance. Just one more note on inflammation. When you have that prolonged inflammation, it does start impacting other body systems. So we see this with stress being chronic or inflammation being chronic. So chronic inflammation, even if it's low grade, if you're feeling puffy or like water retention, it does actually start decreasing things like testosterone, estrogen, even more rapidly. So we blame perimenopause, but it might actually be the inflammation. And then it actually increases a hormone called myostatin, and that's going to inhibit muscle growth. So it's going to be harder for you to gain muscle, even if you're exercising. We want to make sure that we're first addressing the chronic inflammation and getting that under control, and your diet is supporting that, and then everything else can start functioning better and you can actually start shifting body composition. Same thing with stress. I mentioned this, but when you're shunting things to the stress response chronically, it's called the cortisol steal. Your body is using everything for cortisol, and then guess what? It doesn't have enough for your adrenal function, your sex hormones like testosterone, estrogen, progesterone. So we see low levels of those typically when stress is high. And I know a lot of you will say to me, well, I know I have a stressful job or life is stressful, but part of it is that your stress system is not being supported properly. So you're not handling the stress as well either. So when we support that, you'll find that, oh, I can actually bring my cortisol down, not with like a cortisol cocktail, but I can actually do it in a way because my body's back in sync. And that's kind of where we want to go. So when you have more stress, we need minerals, we need electrolytes, we need support for that stress response, not more restriction. And that's going to help rebalance your body naturally. So how do we lose weight? How do we get rid of the belly fat? How do we reduce anxiety and mood swings and brain fog and actually increase our energy and feel confident in your body again? It's actually not as hard as you think, but no one's really bringing all these pieces together, which is why I have created the Perimenopause Diet, because I know this is exactly what women need. I know it works on not only helping you lose weight, but helping you feel better. So the first thing we want to do is optimize your nutritional status. We want to support your metabolism with the right foods, not just say hit these numbers throughout the day. We want to actually eat the right things in the right balance, and that's going to help reduce cravings. It's going to help you not have to rely on willpower to see results. Your body has an increased need for many different vitamins and minerals during perimenopause. So we want to make sure the diet is supporting that and that you're feeling good. We want to work on balancing your blood sugar throughout the day and not just saying, get this many grams of this or this many calories, but evenly distributing calories, protein, nutrients throughout the day so that your body is supported and your blood sugar is balanced. When we get out of this unstable blood sugar of restriction, overeating, inconsistencies, we're giving your body consistent information, your insulin levels balance out, you get out of fat storage, you get into fat burning, and then we can shift body composition. When I look at food logs of women who feel like they're doing all the right things, one of the first things I notice is imbalanced meals and your meal patterning is not correct. So that's actually the first thing that we focus on to help you feel better. And that alone can make a huge difference. And then we actually want you shifting body composition by following a full body strength training program that's progressively overloading you and actually changing up your workouts in a way that your body is progressing. So a lot of people have been doing the same things for a while. Your body has adapted, you're not responding to it, or you're adding in things that you think will help, but it's not actually shifting your body comp. So in combination with diet, we want your diet to support fat loss, muscle gains, but you need the right strength training program to go with that. And then we want to work on reducing inflammation for all the reasons we mentioned. So we bring all these components together, understanding that your hormone function is impacted by your lean tissue. It's impacted by fat mass. When you have more fat mass, that causes a more insulin resistant state in the body that increases inflammation, and that influences your hormones and your symptoms in perimenopause. We're going to look at insulin, cortisol, and then leptin is also part of that as well. But improving those function is going to help you feel better. Those influence your hormones. We're going to optimize your vitamin mineral status. We're going to reduce inflammation, and we're going to create an environment in your body for you to be healthy. You should not have to live your life on a diet. That is not how we want to think or live. We want to have the freedom and the knowledge to just live and know what it means to be healthy. Yes, there are changes that we have to make long term. We do need to strength train. We do need to get more protein. We do need to just eat well on a mostly consistent basis. You can rebuild your body and still have some flexibility for real life, but having those tools and knowledge to help your body function well is so invaluable. So you're not just living your life frustrated and guessing, you can actually see progress. I have so many stories that I could share with you about women who I've worked with individually, who we've been through our programs. And the one thing that they all say to me when I talk to them initially is, I don't know why I'm not losing weight. I feel like I'm doing everything right. I don't know what's wrong with my body. And they are in this place of frustration. And more than just wanting to see the scale move, the women that we work with, and this is probably where you're at, want to be healthy. And that's the most important thing. You're like, I've always identified as a healthy person. I've always done things to be healthy, but now I don't feel like that person anymore. And that's the most frustrating thing. So if you are in that place where you're like, I'm not seeing progress, everything I just talked about is going to apply to you. Your diet isn't reducing insulin and balancing blood sugar in the correct way. Your metabolic function is not being supported properly. And you probably aren't shifting your body composition like you think you are, even if you're exercising. So I just want to give you a couple examples. Again, I just pulled out a few, but I have so many amazing stories to share with you. But this woman up here in the black outfit, pre and post program, this was in our 12-week program. She contacted us about 2 years ago and was saying, I'm thinking about doing your program. I feel like something's wrong with my body. I can't lose weight. I don't feel good. She ended up not doing our program. She instead went and worked with a functional medicine doctor. Remember that pathway that I showed you? She spent thousands of dollars on lab testing, supplements, trying to heal her body. They provided her with nutrition guidance. She was working out regularly, following a program on an online app for women. She was working out 4 or 5 days a week, very consistently. She felt a little bit better. Like, she noticed she felt a little bit stronger. She noticed her gut was functioning a little bit better, but she didn't lose any weight. So of course, after 2 years of doing that, you're in a place where you're like, I don't know what else I can do. And she was very hesitant to join our program, but she decided after, I'm going to trust, they really guarantee that this is going to work. She joined our program. And within the matter of a couple of weeks, she was already feeling better. She was noticing progress. Over the course of 12 weeks, she lost 16 pounds. She lost 4 inches off of her stomach. And I don't have her side view picture here. You can even tell in her face how much healthier she looks. She built strength in a way she had never built strength before following our workout program. Remember, she was already strength training coming into this. And what's most important, she started believing in her body again. She realized, I can actually lose weight. I just wasn't doing the right things. I was eating healthy. I was eating clean. I was taking the supplements. I was doing the workouts. I could not lose the weight, but now I can. So she is in a much better place than she was. And she's going into the next year healthier than she was last year. It's amazing. You can overcome these hormonal shifts. The woman in the middle has lost 37 pounds, 7 inches off her waist. She went from a size 12 to a size 6. She had had her third baby It had almost been a year, and she called me and she's like, all the things I did before to drop the weight are not working. I'm now in my like late 30s. I can't get the weight off. I'm eating clean. I'm going to the gym every single day. I'm doing cardio. I've talked to my doctor. I don't know what else I can do. Over the first several weeks of our program, again, started losing weight, already feeling better. She's now continued in our workout program for a couple years. She's lost a total of 37 pounds. She's, again, lost 7 inches off her waist. She's completely transformed her life and her body. The woman in the dress had been working out intensely for years. She was eating healthy. She'd followed Noom, Weight Watchers to a T. Could not understand why she continued to gain weight. She talked to her doctor. Can you help me with hormones? Can you help me with supplements? They offered her no advice, and she called me in a moment of desperation, like, I do not know what else I can do to help my body. Now she's gone through our program. She's lost 30 pounds. She's transformed her body. She's 45. She continues with our strength training workouts. She also was able to reduce anxiety, improve her sleep, and get rid of acid reflux that had suddenly come out of nowhere, and really believe in her body again. The woman in the corner, her number one goal, even though yes, she wanted to lose weight, was to get rid of her anxiety. It was becoming crippling for her to where even the smallest tasks were things that she couldn't even accomplish throughout the day. She wanted to be physically and mentally present for her young daughter, but perimenopause was running her life. Not only were we able to get rid of her anxiety entirely and for her to feel like a normal functioning human again, but she was able to lose weight. She's lost 23 pounds, 5 inches off of her waist. She's lost fat, gained lean muscle. She's been consistent with her habits and feels a new sense of freedom. Every time I talk to her, she's just always like, I just feel so much better. I just can't believe how much better I feel. And that's the place we want to get you to. The woman in the middle thought she couldn't lose weight because she has Hashimoto's, which is underfunctioning thyroid. And she didn't know what to do to help with the weight loss. She's like, I feel terrible. I can't lose weight. You can see the difference in her stomach. This isn't even her full after picture. She's now lost 25 pounds. She's been asked if she's on Ozempic because she looks so good and has lost so much weight. The woman in the far corner had tried for 5 years to lose weight and could not lose a single pound. Her doctor straight up told her, you are not going to be able to lose weight because of menopause. She tried every single diet out there. She was regularly exercising, working out with the trainer, trying to shift her body composition, and nothing would move. She actually came to us because she just wanted to improve her gastrointestinal function. She didn't even think that she could lose weight. Not only did we get rid of her GI symptoms, got rid of the gas and bloating, the inconsistent stools, the GERD, felt so much better, but she's lost 30 pounds. She's just completely transformed her body. She looks like a different person. She's gained so much more strength and confidence in ways that she was never able to before. So if your diet and workouts are not working for you, again, it's not just your body. All these women were in a place where they didn't believe that they could see change. And then when you start doing the right things, you absolutely can see change. So if you're working out and your workouts are just not working for you, I hear this all the time. Well, exercise isn't my problem. I'm super active and I work out all the time. I've already added a bunch of stuff in. So you're at a place where you believe like it's only your diet. And yes, that's probably a huge part of it. But just because you're active and just because you're working out more does not mean that you're actually shifting body comp. Shifting body composition requires a very intentional strength training program, especially in perimenopause, and the correct diet support. So if you're just adding in things that are more cardio based, I hear a lot of women, oh, I'm going to start running again, or I go to Orange Theory 3 to 4 times a week, or I'm doing boxing, or I ride my Peloton bike, I'm doing the elliptical, or maybe I'm even doing stuff on an app and I'm just kind of selecting workouts. That's not what your body needs right now. You don't need more cardio and burning calories. You want to shift our mindset to building a strong, healthy body. A lot of women are doing Pilates. There's nothing wrong with Pilates, but that is not progressive overload strength training to where we can really gain back our lean muscle mass. Strength training is going to be what we want to focus on, but you want to do it in a way that you're actually progressing your body. So just going on an app online and kind of picking your own workout might not be the intensity or the progression that your body actually needs. I see a lot of women doing like these shorter workouts too, just 20 minutes a day. And your body will start adapting to that to where you're not actually seeing progress anymore. I just want to challenge you that even though you might think it's only diet, it might also be your workouts, because every single one of those women, the women that I showed you on the previous screen, was already working out. Many of them were already working out following programs. But once they started combining our training method with the right diet strategies, that's when they really started actually seeing toning and changes in their body. So there's a big difference between working out, again, checking a box, and actually shifting body comp. So our perimenopause workout plan is 3 full body strength training days per week. And then we encourage you to be active and do whatever else you love on top of that. So this is a combination of strength, cardio, and core work, but it's from a perspective of what we call functional strength training. So we're not just doing isolated lifts or doing as much heavy weight as we possibly can. We're working through full ranges of motion. We're also incorporating things like mobility and stability exercises and fixing imbalances in the body. And that's going to allow you to not get injured too, because that's one of the things that holds people back. It's like you're going, and then you get an injury, and then you're out for 8 or more weeks. So we want to make sure that we're also honoring and caring for your body as we're exercising. We're not just thinking about burning calories and getting pounds off. We're actually building a strong foundation that is going to really restore that metabolic health. This is the framework that I have created for the perimenopause diet. It's called the CORE method. And I created this because I've worked with many, many women who would come in and tell me what they're doing. And I realized a lot of programs focus on one component of the CORE method, but they do not bring them all together in the way that I know is necessary for you to see results. So that's what I'm doing. I'm helping you incorporate all the things that you actually need to see progress that are important to not only balance your hormones, but for your body to be healthy, which is an important part of weight loss as well. So CORE stands for consistency, optimizing food choice, ratios, and eating balanced meals. You might be familiar with some of these concepts. For example, optimizing food choice would be something like a Whole30 diet or an anti-inflammatory diet or a paleo diet or a Mediterranean diet, where it's like we're just trying to eat better foods, right? We're trying to clean up our diet. We're trying to get rid of inflammation. So that is a very important part of our diet. We want to optimize our nutrition, increase vitamins, minerals. But if we're only doing that, our diet might still be out of balance. So this is where eating balanced meals and meal patterning is important. This is going to help balance your insulin levels. This is going to make sure that we're getting the right nutrient distribution throughout the day. We're balancing blood sugar. That's going to help you feel good. And that's going to give you an easy framework to follow. So we're not just haphazardly trying to piece together foods throughout the day to hit a protein goal, for example, or get 100 plus grams of protein. You're actually understanding the flow of eating throughout your day, and that's going to work with your body's natural rhythm. The biggest mistake I see women make is not eating enough earlier in the day and then loading later on, and that really throws off a lot of things metabolically. Another example is ratios. So we do want to look at calorie. That is important, how much energy you're consuming in a day. We do want to look at macronutrient balance. If we're just looking at that and we're not understanding how we're achieving that, what foods we're using to achieve that, and the balance, then we're just looking at things like Weight Watchers or Noom or macro or calorie counting without understanding how those foods influence our hormones. So we first need to lay a foundation of balancing our day, balancing our meals, using the right foods, and then we fine tune and make sure we're hitting our protein goals and make sure that we are, in the correct calorie range. But we never want to just focus on calories or protein without first understanding how to optimize our diet and how to balance our day correctly. And then we bring all this together with consistency. A lot of times people just rely on willpower. Be more consistent, be disciplined, do the things to get the result. You cannot be consistent without correcting everything else in the CORE method. So if you're not optimizing food choice, balancing meals, it's going to be really hard for you to stay consistent. You're going to be living on willpower and you're going to hate your life and you're just going to feel like you're living on a diet. You're going to get burnout really fast. What we help you do is understand how to implement these tactics in a very simple, sustainable framework to follow so that you can be successful in all areas of life, even on the weekends, even when you're traveling, and you understand how to fuel your body properly. Then you're not having the cravings. Your body's not driving you to eat things or to go back to old patterns because your body's happy. It's in a good place. It's getting what it needs to function and it feels good, and you never want to go back to what you were doing before. So I want to share with you about the Perimenopause Diet and Workout Program, because everything I've said today is leading up to this, where we give you a comprehensive plan to be successful. I wouldn't be a good coach if I wasn't actually giving you the right tools to be successful. So there are 2 ways that you can follow the Perimenopause Diet. We have both a 30-day program and a 12-week program, and the 12-week program can also be extended into a 6-month program. But this methodology for both programs are identical. It's both taking you through the Perimenopause Diet and Workout Plan. It's just different in terms of your delivery method. This is going to get to the root cause of why you've been gaining the weight. It's going to give you a clear framework. We're not just telling you eat this food on this day, eat this many calories, eat this much grams of protein. We're actually showing you how to eat and giving you the framework to follow so that you know how to implement it in your daily life, and it's going to feel really simple. The shifts feel small, the impact is massive. So this is your diet for life, how you should be eating. A diet is how a species should be eating. The perimenopause diet is how women in perimenopause should be eating, and that's what we have created for you. And this is an extremely effective method. The Perimenopause Diet Workout Plan combines the right training program with the right nutrition so that you know how to care for yourself and shift your body composition in this phase of life. And then these are going to be the skills that you need as you go through menopause so that you're not experiencing the same dramatic symptoms that women are experiencing in menopause. If you're already gaining weight in your early 40s, it's only going to continue, particularly as you get closer to full menopause. So with our fitness program, we are working on building back your strength and confidence in your body. We're going to actually help you feel stronger, get more tone, rebuild your core strength. We're going to make sure that we're protecting everything so you're not injuring yourself. This comes with 3 follow along workouts per week. You can do more than that, but our program is 3 workouts a week, and they are all encompassing. All the workouts work together in that week to give you everything you need in a balanced way. So we're not just cherry picking workouts or doing what sounds good that day. You just have to show up. We're doing the programming for you, and you're getting the coaching on form and foundations along with that. The nutrition is going to be the framework that you need to lose fat and balance your hormones and optimize your nutrition. So we're bringing together all the things that your body needs to be healthy. We're going to learn how to follow the core method, and you're going to get that framework and the guidance you need to actually understand more about nutrition and what your body needs to function, not just how to get pounds off, but how to actually support your wellness so that weight loss feels easy again. We're also going to look at targeting that belly fat and making sure that we're losing inches in our stomach, because that's where most of us don't want to have it. And so you're understanding, okay, I have control over this and I know how to influence my hormones with the proper diet strategy. So first, I'm going to tell you about our 12-week program. This is going to be the program with the biggest transformation. If you have more than 10 pounds to lose, if you need that deeper understanding, restoring your relationship with food, the coaching, the community, you want to actually understand and really experience this transformation in the context of a higher level of support, the 12-week program is for you. This program is fantastic. We have an amazing community of women in this program who are all here for the right reasons. They not only want to lose weight and feel like nothing else is working, but they feel lost and they want to know how to be a healthy person. So our focus in this program is to help give you the right plan to be successful for nutrition and fitness, but also give you the coaching so you're never staying stuck or frustrated or continuing to implement the wrong things and then not knowing why it's not working. The unique thing about this program is we meet for weekly group coaching calls on Zoom. So you can come and jump on with us and other women who are looking to gain knowledge and skills and connect and really just get the coaching that you need. These are not just, tell us how you're doing, let's look at your food, okay, everything looks good type of check-ins. These are empowering times where we really transform your mind. So this program has weekly connection, but then on your own time, you get to watch the nutrition content that I put together in videos for you. And this is going to give you all the information you need. It's going to give you a lot of the coaching that you need through those videos, recipes, meal guides, and then you're also going to get access to our workout membership throughout those 12 weeks, where you'll get to go through either the beginner series, the intermediate series, or the more advanced classes, depending on where you're at coming in. We have a program for you, but this is also going to provide a community aspect. There's 3 brand new workouts every week. You just have to show up. We do the programming for you, and we also have other things in our online portal to help support your fitness needs and care for your body. So if you have a bigger weight loss goal, if you want that bigger transformation, if you want the coaching and you're like, I'm sick of not getting results, I just want to go all in, this is the program for you. You will not regret joining the 12-week program. We also have the Perimenopause Diet and Workout 30-day program. This is still following our core method. We're still going through the nutrition content. You're still getting 30 days of access to our fitness program. The biggest difference between this program and the 12-week program is obviously it's a shorter duration. This does not include the coaching component. So if you are someone who's highly motivated, maybe don't have quite as big of a weight loss goal, you're like, I really feel like I'm almost there. I already have so many of these habits. I just need the fine tuning. This is a great place for you to start. And you can always join the 12-week program after the 30-day program. So this is best for people who are highly motivated, feel comfortable implementing and sticking with a program on your own. We give you weekly guidance, but if you have a smaller weight loss goal or are just kind of looking for a kickstart and want to learn more about the perimenopause diet, this is a great place for you to start. So you're still going to get access to all the workouts, the beginner, the intermediate, the advanced series, the community as far as that goes. You'll get meal guides, you'll get the weekly videos that are going to help walk you through the core method, and you'll get the knowledge that you need to start feeling better. In those videos, I've incorporated a lot of the questions that I get from women. Since I'm not meeting with you one-on-one, I try to include as much as I possibly can for you to be successful. And we have many women who go through this program and feel amazing after the 30 days and just rebuild that confidence in their body. Both programs are fantastic. They both offer the same methodology. It's just a matter of what is going to be the best fit for you at this time in your life. So we have the solution that you have been looking for. That is why we created this program, for you to get results and feel better when nothing else is working. We want you to build confidence and believe in your body again, that you can overcome a lot of the symptoms and weight gain that you have been experiencing. You just haven't been given the right information until now. You're ready to join the perimenopause diet. You're going to be receiving an email as a result of signing up for this masterclass. The details will be there to sign up. If you're ready to jump into the 30-day program, you can just click on that link and sign up right now. Get started right away. If you're ready to learn more about the 12-week program and you want more details as far as that goes, you can book a free call with me and we'll talk more about it. Or you can send us an email and I'm happy to send you the details that way as well. But we want to support you in whatever capacity is going to work best for you. And we are so excited for you to get started on this journey. I hope this masterclass has been very informative and enlightening for you. You just have a deeper understanding of what your body actually needs to be healthy. I look forward to seeing you inside the Perimenopause Diet.